What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you guys with another episode today. One of my favorite things about the market is not necessarily seeing a card that's already went up in value, or maybe even seeing a card that went down in value. No. My favorite thing about the market is looking at a card, seeing it at a decent price, and going, yeah, that's probably gonna go up in value. And then turning around looking at another card that's already high in value and going, yeah, it's not maintaining its value. It's probably my favorite thing about the market, and I really do enjoy kind of guesstimating, because at the end of the day, this is all guessed. I could be right, I could be wrong. Nevertheless, I'm going to show you my journey on why I think these cards are reaching the prices they're reaching. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please make sure to hit the subscribe, like, and comment down below. Comment question of the day: what was the card that you guessed right on? I mean, perfectly. Leave me a comment down below. I have a lot of cards that I get right, I'll be honest with you. Not to brag, but the thing about doing these videos is you can't really stop and go, ha, I was right, because it means nothing, you know. Everyone cares about the present, looking forward towards the future. Nobody focuses realistically on the past when it comes down to the market watches, as well as kind of being meta relevant in the game. I mean, I'm not sure if people know like old good Yu-Gi-Oh players like J Kim or Philly Luna, but these players are insanely good. Maybe people might start and forget Patrick Hoban, you know. Maybe people are going to start forgetting the current players that you might know right now. The history of Yu-Gi-Oh is really weird, and at times the newer players just have amnesia, or the current players have amnesia of the past players, as well as the market prices and what these cards used to be at. Because at one time, these cards were nowhere near the price points you're currently seeing them at right now. So looking at Allure of Darkness, coming out of Phantom of Darkness, Ultimate Rare, the market price of this card is roughly around $134. It's nowhere near that, by the way. I mean, hey, listen, if you want to lightly play Unlimited, it's roughly around $105. But if you want a first edition version of Allure of Darkness for some odd reason, the card's not really seeing much meta play, it's roughly around $200. And the craziest thing about this card is it's still not going to stop being a lot of money. It didn't keep increasing in value. And that's the thing you have to note with cards like Allure of Darkness. It's only going to increase in value. Yeah, there's no decks that's playing through Allure of Darkness besides maybe like Chaos Dragons, Thunder Dragons, I guess. But realistically, everyone knows that has been playing this game for a while that this card will come back and make its way into the meta again. It's going to happen. And when it does, the value of Ultimate Rare Allure of Darkness, which is already at an insanely high price point, will obviously increase. Then we have Mr. Prominence, the Blasting Draco Slayer. Ultimate Rare coming out of Clash of Rebellions, $9 market price, but it's roughly around $12 to almost $13. In fact, if you want a first edition version of this card, you're looking at $28. Basically, Pendulums. It's basically the whole long and short of the situation. This card is from Pendulums. People are excited about Pendulums, and yeah, I mean, that's basically it. It's just everyone's freaking out about the fact that maybe Pendulums can be good again. If they're going to be good again, cards like Mr. Prominence, the Blasting Draco Slayer might be one of those cards. So people are immediately going ahead and grabbing this card. Ultimate Rare, hard to get card, you say? Done. So that's why we're seeing a rise in value. I don't know why Guide of Fierce Origin is actually rising in value whatsoever. The market price is roughly $7 for this ultra rare, but it's roughly around $20. Go ahead and check it out. In fact, I did a market watch with my good buddy Master Swag King. Go over to his channel and check him out as well. We actually talked about this card, and we both agree that we have zero idea why this card is worth anything, other than the fact that maybe collectors aren't really interested in it. Then we have Elec the Golden Lord coming out of Secret Slayers, $101 a market price, but the value's going down. I mean, Neomed first edition version of this card are down. You get as cheap as $80. The average price point for a while is roughly around $84. And Golden Lord, at one point with $101 market price, by the way, it was way more than that, is going down. So here's the big question. What do store owners and vendors know that you don't know about? Because this only happens when people want to panic sell, right? And could people be panic selling because they're turning around and going, this could be reprinted in the gold set? In fact, do some people already know the spoiler of the gold set, which we should be getting soon, by the way? If that is to be the case, and some store owners know it, maybe some vendors know it, the value of Eldritch the Golden Lord is going to tank even more so. In fact, the card's currently roughly around $80. I think when the gold rare is announced, it'll hit as low as $60 and go even lower from there on in. So, just throwing it out there, this card's going low in value, We've seen this very sporadically in the past when a card just kind of tanks and everyone's like, whoa, what's going on? And then we find out it's being reprinted. That might be the case with Maximum Gold. Remember, the set did get pushed back, but the spoilers could be coming out for that set as well. In fact, once again, like I really want to reiterate, stoners and vendors, they get information a little bit different than how we rest of us get information as far as online and spoilers and all the rest of that stuff. Kitchen Dragon Maid, also out of Mystic Files, was at one point $60. The card holding a $47 market price, for the most part, is roughly around $45 right now for Kitchen Dragon Maid. Now, yeah, you're going to say, well, V, you know, waifu tax, blah, 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 and nobody wants to pay the tax anymore. I get it. But still, 60 to 45? That's a pretty significant drop-off for this card. Then we have Skytraker Ace Rose, coming at an edition so ultra rare, $13 market price. The value of this card's roughly around 15 bucks. So I don't think it's getting a reprint anytime soon. Then again, this might be the new waifu tax. Who knows? But yeah, 15 bucks. Card used to be like $6, $8 most. It's kind of weird. Also, Hidden City. So Guru variants, specifically like Guru Numeron, are just really good at. They're probably right now, even though I'm a big Ultra Guys fanboy, they're probably the best control deck right now. They can run cards like there can only be one, which stops the best decks in the game. And of course, you have Guru Numeron. You do your Numeron play to stun your opponent. You set down your Solemn Judgment, so when your opponent has Imperm, you judgment that bad boy so you can stun him next turn, and then you set Guru down, and then you maintain a lock. Looking at the values of Fist of the Gadgets version, Super Rare Hidden Cities, it's roughly around $9. In fact, if you want a secret version of the card, well, the secret is showing as roughly around 12 bucks, but we can see limited precision versions of the card being roughly around $14. In this case, I would say pay for the secret rares. I mean, it's a couple of bucks more, but you get the original print higher rarity. I don't understand why Alistair and Invoker of Madness is even a card of value. I mean, the card's holding a $20 market price. Limited first edition version of the card is roughly around $21. This is another card that we could look at and go, oh yeah, that's definitely getting reprinted. I mean, to me, Paisanos, and just throwing it out there, wouldn't it make a lot of sense if this card was reprinted in the Gold set? I mean, think about it. Invoke had been around for a very long time, and Invoke is hybriding a lot around with a lot of decks. I mean, we could say almost the same thing with Dogmatica. The difference is Invoke's been around a lot longer. So wouldn't it make sense to see this card get reprinted in Maximum Gold? In fact, the rest of the Invoke core get reprinted in Maximum Gold, and then subsequently we get a ban list coming out in December, and we finally might see a hit to Invoke on that ban list. And then Konami goes, I don't know what else cards you can hybrid with. Oh, by the way, here's some cards called Dogmatica you could use with certain decks, and you can do that. Those are relatively new, so buy those cards. So that might be something that you might want to think about. And I wouldn't be surprised if Alistair the Invoker, or Aliester, or whatever his name is, the Invoker of Madness, is going to get reprinted in the Gold series because of that. In fact, I'm very confident this card will. We also have Kakuna Ultra Evolution. Listen, I know there's a lot of cards to talk about with Injectors, and we talk about a lot of Injector cards increasing. I mean, constantly increasing in value. And if you want to get your hands on the Kakuna Ultra Evolution, yeah, you could buy the original print from Legendary Duels Age of Millennium for like $5. Or you could buy the Secret Rare right now. Nobody's looking at it right now. Coming in Legendary Duels Secret Season 1, dial 24, and it's roughly around $1 order place. With a lot of walls, by the way. The first wall being 58 of them at $1.18. So I'm just throwing it out there. If you are looking to build Injectors, or maybe Injectors win the contest, we don't know. Kakuna Ultra Evolution is a phenomenal card for Injectors. Everyone's really excited about Pendulums. In fact, Pendulum variants, specifically Metal Foes, but you never know. Well, Heavy Metal Foes Electronite is going up in value. The original print Extreme Force version of the card, which is roughly around $5, is holding for unlimited roughly around $13 to $14 value. And if you want a first edition version of the card, that bad boy is roughly around $19 for a banned card. Not even like banned for like a long time ago, a freshly banned card. The reason might be simple. People are getting really excited about Pendulums. They see Metal Foes getting stuff, and they put 2 to 2 together. Heavy Metal Foes Electronite was technically for Metal Foes. Just like I Sold was technically for Noble Knights. Technically. But other decks just do it better. And in the case of Heavy Metal Foes Electronite, if Konami was to put this card at 1, I don't think people would be surprised by it, even though it's really crazy and broken. But 2, I think people are bracing for it. And this is why we're seeing copies just getting thrown off the market and the price is increasing. Dino players, do you think you're going to survive the next ban list? 1, why? 2, no, seriously, you're not going to survive the next. You're going to get at least 1 hit. More than likely, I think it should be Miscellaneousaurus. It could be Fossil Dig, Oviraptor. Ultimately, it should be Miscellaneousaurus. Look at Gyrex coming out of Bowser Legends Lights of Revenge with a $9 market price. The value of this card is roughly around $9. This card, when it first came out, was $2, if that. and the value is now $9 for Giant Rex. And this is how fast the market works. Battles of Legends like Revenge, yes, it came out a long time ago, but everyone had Giant Rexes all over the place. In fact, when you look at your recent reprint sets or even your core sets, you might see a card that's $1, $2, but that card can multiply times 4 in value within a short amount of time in this game. I mean, think of any investment that you can do that in, besides Yu-Gi-Oh! It's almost non-existent, technically Bitcoin, but for the most part, non-existent. Look at that Giant Rex, this card's worth a lot of money, and I do think this card is going to be going down in the market, as one, Konami more than likely will be reprinting this, being the fact that it's only printing from Battles of Legends like Revenge, but realistically, it might get hit in the ban list, which will obviously affect this card, Dinosaur specifically. Pendulum Claw is another card that you might want to consider picking up before it gets really crazy. I mean, yeah, you get the common version. There's 20 listings of the common version of Pendulum Claw from Structure Deck Master Pendulums. It's about $3. Or you could pay $6 and get the Pendulum Evolution version of Pendulum Claw, which is slowly being disappeared from the market. Once again, it's $6. I'm looking at page 2 as a wall of 5. You want to include that. Wall of 6 at 10. There's not many walls for Pendulum Claw. And once again, if you are behind that Pendulum hype, I don't blame you, by the way. I think Pendulum Claw is a card you're going to want to go ahead and grab. Whether you use it or not doesn't really realistically matter. It's going to be a card that you might need for Pendulums in general in the future. And if Electrolyte does go to 1, well, that kind of changes a lot, doesn't it? Listen, looking at Pendulum Claw, I think it's definitely a card. If you're any Yu-Gi-Oh! Players and playing this game competitively for a while, you're going to want to go ahead and grab this card. Should it get a reprint? Yeah, it definitely should get a reprint. It should absolutely get a reprint, being the fact that it came in Pendulum Claw, Pendulum Evolution, and a Structure. And that's it. That's the only printings. This should absolutely get a reprint. And it's another card that I would not be surprised. Once again, that might be a reprint in the Gold Series set. Cards of Redstone coming out of Clash of Rebellions is a $6 card. Realistically, the value of the card is $7. First edition is almost near $8 for Cards of Redstone. So before everyone got behind the whole Dragoon train, Red Ice players who just love the Red Ice kind of type cards, went in and bought a lot of them. And they still do that. And I think that's something everyone kind of forgot about. I mean, don't get me wrong, Red Ice Dragoon is broken. The Red Ice Super Rare version of the Red Ice card to bring out with Dragoon, Red Ice Fusion, that's like $30. It's insane. But Red Ice players been buying Red Ice cards for a very long time and keeping the prices relatively high. And seeing cards like Cards of Redstone being such a high valued card for what it is, and the fact that it does realistically nothing, it's no shocking to me. I don't think it should be a shocker to anybody. If you got a huge fan base behind an archetype or whatever it is, they're gonna rise the value of that as they all go in and buy those cards for themselves, and maybe buy a couple of extras in case, well, in the case of Red Ice Fusion, rises in value. Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit coming out of OTS Storm Pack 5, holding a $142 market price, is tanking, is what anyone would say if they're not realistically looking at the market properly and been following this card for as long time as I have. Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit currently has a $133 market price. It's not seeing much meta play, well, right now, but it is a phenomenal hand trap. And this is how that works with these open rares. I talked about it before. It's that weird pendulum effect, but it never goes back to where it started from. Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit at one point for the longest time was $80. Went as high as $150. Now it's down to $132. And I give the reason. One of my favorite comedians is a guy named Patricio Nia, and he made a great reasoning for people freaking out over value. Let me explain. If there's a pair of shoes and the shoes go for $100, but then I start selling these pair of shoes for $200, everyone's gonna freak out. Oh no, oh my god. But then I go, okay, calm down. I'll tell you what, the shoes are now $150. Everyone just goes, whew, oh, thank you. But what really happened is I raised the value of those same shoes for $50, and you're thanking me for it. In the case of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit coming out of OTS Storm Pack 5, once again, Ultimate Rare, it was originally $80, went as high as $150. At one point, I think, I could be wrong, I think it didn't hit $200. Anyway, it raised it high in value. The value's down to $130, and everyone's going, whew, thank you. Oh my god, that was close, that was scary. But realistically speaking, Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit is a very good hand trap. And the odds of the market replenishing Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit so it goes back down to 80, well, that's not existent anymore. This card's gonna still maintain a relatively high value. In fact, let's take a little peek over at Dronelock. The card at one point was roughly around $57. Looking at the market price is roughly around $90, but it's really not. In fact, after this listing, Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit sells for $91. The solo print listing, the card quickly hits $97. In fact, the last time I talked about Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, It was kind of the same, but we saw more $90 listings, and now they're slowly going away. Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit holding a $91 market price right now is indicative of only one listing. The second that listing's gone, the card hits 97. The second that place is gone, we're talking $100 for a card at which at one point was roughly around $57. Of course it is. It's still a phenomenal hand trap used in the game right now. Good against Dragon Link, decent against Infernobles, kinda, not really, but sure, and really good against any invoked dogmatic variant out there. The card is a great card. Some builds made it, some builds side it, but nevertheless the card is seeing play. And if it sees play, it gets bought on the market and the prices rise. And once again, like I said, at one point this card was roughly around $57. It's almost near $100 right now. It's an illusion, the fact that the card's $91. It's not realistically $91. Realistically, if you really ask me what's the value of this card, the true value, I would say anywhere from $97 to $100 for a Dronelock bird, which is almost double the price for an ultimate rare. And of course it is. It's an ultimate rare. It's a hand trap. In fact, we're due for another one, Konami, OTS 15. So I talked about Insector a lot, and I keep sporadically going back to Insector Hornet. I can't help myself. I mean, look at it. Order Chaos Solar Print version of this card, $10 market price? Wrong. That was the other day's price point. The new price point in Insector Hornet is roughly around $13 for unlimited. First edition versions are roughly around $14, and then we enter in the rubber band. Remember what's the rubber band? If one card goes up and the value follows it, if they're too close, that means something's gonna move. Either Insector Hornet is gonna tank in value, or Insector Hornet's gonna get pulled in value. And then the unlimited version will continue to follow it. But it shouldn't be close, and it shouldn't be too far. What we see right here is them too close, like really neck and neck. And that does not merit the card's value being where it is right now. So what I'm trying to say is, this value makes no sense. In fact, this value is only purely on hype and speculation of Insectors. Will Insectors get new cards? Yeah, definitely. If you watched my market watch yesterday, you know what I feel about this. I think win or lose, Insectors are going to be getting new cards. Hopefully they win. But looking at Insectors right now, Insector Hornet, the question is right now, is it going to go up in value even more than what it currently is? Well, we don't really know, to be honest with you. Don't get me wrong. If let's say Insectors lose the creator card, I think there's a chance it might go down a little bit in value. But if Konami announces news for Insectors, specifically the deck of Insectors with anything new coming out for it, the value of the hype alone will increase the value of these card prices. Once again, it's a solo print out of Order of Chaos. It needs a reprint, but more than likely, it will not have a reprint for a good amount of time. So if it wins, it's going to go high. If it loses, it's going to dip down, and then it's going to go high when Konami announces the cards. Because once again, like I said yesterday in my market watch, just because the card's not a winner, if it's a top contender, it still gets stuff. And that's what's going to happen in the case of Insector Hornet. I want to talk about Speed of Storm Pack 1. Now, some of you might go, oh, V, not again, but you really got to understand the fact that if you can get your hands on packs of STP1, get it. Listen, Speed Duels might be dead. It might be dead for a number of reasons. One, Konami's really bad at promotions. Two, no, seriously, Konami's really bad at promotions. And three, Speed Duels wasn't really marketed properly as far as to the player base. It was Konami basically brought out there and goes, hey, we're not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! You get this little side thing. It's basically Duel Links in IRL. Can't use your real cards. And I think that was something that a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players didn't really vibe with. But looking at Speed of Tournament Pack 1, not every single OTS got access to these tournament packs. In fact, the only OTS that got access to Speed of Tournament Pack 1 was OTS stores that were allowed to, can show Konami that they had a decent following of players that participated in Speed Duel tournaments. And that's the way for, and then Konami will turn around and go, okay, since you participated, we'll send you Speed of Tournament Pack 1 to help promote your events, which is great. But not every store did that. Not every store was aboard. So that means a lot of these cards are just hard to get. And there's very little listings currently listed on TCG Player. Like Blizzard Dragon coming at Speed of Tournament Pack 1. 6 listings, $200 market price. The value is roughly around $300 and quickly, and I mean quickly, goes up to $400 for the Speed of Tournament Pack 1. And then you got like cards like Dark Magician, Relinquish, Red Eye, Sharpie Lace Sisters. But you see where I'm going with these cards? I'm not just saying cards that are like have any kind of meta relevance. They might not, more likely will not. But cards that are meant for collectors. Now collectors aren't down with the speed duels. No, they buy and collect. That's all they care about for the most part. So collectors that want to have access to speed duel cards are going to turn where? they're going to turn to the market. And listen, Speedos had super rares and ultra rares. In OTS terms, the super rares were the commons, ultra rares were the ultimate rares. And Dark Magician Girl, which is a super rare, once again, that's the common version for us OTS packs. The super version Dark Magician Girl, with a $15 market price, well, you can buy if you want Italian and French, roughly around $9, but if you want an unlimited version, it's roughly around $13, and then it quickly goes up to $15 for a super rare version of Dark Magician Girl. And there's other cards like this as well. What I'm trying to show you guys is, well, no, not that. What I'm trying to show you guys is the fact that, listen, I think whether you like Speedos or don't like Speedos, there's money in this set. Now, I'm playing at a remote duel locals in Fargo. If you guys want to check it out, please go on my Twitch stream. I have a command for that. You can pull it up and check it out. They might have some speed duel tournaments that's going to be coming up soon. In fact, I think there's one this Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. And you could earn speed duel tournament packs. I'm not sure if it's 1 or 2. I really don't know. But even speed duel tournament pack 2, it still has great potential for value. So if you're looking to get into any of this, if you're looking just to go online and buy these cards and invest in these cards, you're going to want to do it now. Because when Dark Magician Girl first came out for Speedo Tournament Pack 1, it was $2. And now the value is roughly around almost $13 for Dark Magician Girl. Blue Oyster Dragon, when it first came out as Speedos as an ultra rare, that card was like 65 to 70 bucks. And that was a lot back then. And when I mean back then, back in the day, less than a year ago, now the card as we just showed you is roughly around $300 to almost $400 for Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is a pretty crazy increase from where it was 1 year ago. Even more significant of an increase when you look at the other variations of Blue Oyster Dragon, which might have sporadic hype here and there for different rarity versions of the card, but Blue Oyster Dragon has consistently, from Speedo Tournament Pack 1, increased in value. Don't be surprised when you look at an $88 Dark Magician and that $88 Dark Magician hit $250. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised that any of these cards go up in value, because whether you like these cards or don't like these cards, one thing we all have to admit is that collectors love original print show cards, and when they realize, oh wait a minute, Speedos are gone, no, you can't get access to Speedo Tournament Pack 1, so whatever's out there is out there, they're going to clean this market out. And that's opportunity for you guys watching this video. Anyway, Paisanos, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Please, like I said, make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Hit the like button, comment down below. It's your boy V. And you Paisanos have a great day.